What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and today I'm here to show you a brand new survival multiplayer server on Minecraft. This server has been around for 1 year or more at this point, so this should still be available in the future. I'm going to be showing you all of the features and what you can do on the server and why it's so great. So let's jump into the server and let me show you all the features. So when you drop into the server, you'll drop into this small building, which is the spawn. Now, one thing which you'll be greeted with when you join the server is the server SMP tutorial. Now this is important because it kind of gives you an overview of what to do on the server and how to play. All we have to do is just go up to this guy and right click, and then it will go through the tutorial and show us exactly how to play, which it shows you and it points you around everything. There is two different options when we come out of the server. The first being obviously the huge giant portal. So I'm just going to go through the portal because that's probably what most people do. And there's a few different locations which we can go to. So the first one is the classic world, which is the original map, which is filled with player houses. This is not recommended for new players. Then there's the standard one, which is recommended to most people. That's the emerald world, which is the new world. Then the third one is the resource world. This is so if you want to collect any materials from mining or get wood, for an example, you can go to this world just to gather resources. There's no claims, there's no mobs, and PvP is disabled. So I'm going to click the emerald world, which is the standard one, and then we just stand still for 5 seconds and it will teleport us into a random location in the world. Now as you can see, this is currently under construction, so right now it just spawns you underneath this glass globe. But what you would do is you type in /new RTP in the chat as a command and press enter, and this just stands for new random teleport. So it will teleport me all the way over here and it'll just put you in a random spawn point across the map, usually inside a forest or somewhere that looks really nice, and that's where you can start playing survival mode. So if we go through the portal a second time and click the resource world, this will teleport us to the place to gather resources. As you can see, this is a little bit different. It has a different spawn when we enter it, and it says you use this world to collect resources like wood, ores, and others. Claiming is not enabled in the resource world. Do not make houses here. To create claims, you must be in the classic or new world. The only purpose of this is if you want to go farm trees or if you want to go mine and you want a specific landscape where you can do that, and you just use this world to do that basically. This might also be good if a lot of the areas of the normal worlds have already been drained of their resources. You can teleport to this place to get more things like wood and ore. Okay, so going back through to the teleport now and to the emerald world, which is the middle new world. Now I'm going to show you how you can use the claim system on the server. As you can see, it's a pretty active server. There's quite a lot of people that are already building on it. When you teleport to a new world, sometimes you will see big bases like this or different hotspots, so you'll just need to run along through the wilderness a little bit to find a free area to build in. And then what you would do is you type in /claim in the chat and it'd come up with two things. So the first is the claiming tutorial. So if you have no clue how to use the claiming system in Minecraft, you can do that, and then press get claim tool and press yes, and if you haven't got one already, it will give you one. If you've already got one like I did, it will give you a second one. So by default it's the golden shovel, and then all you have to do is find a free area that nobody's occupied or taken, and then claim a corner by right clicking, and then you need to try and find an opposite corner and then right click on it. Obviously the claim size can't be too small, it needs to be at least 100 claim blocks, so we need to go back and find an area where it's big enough, which is here, and then all you have to do is just right click twice and do that, and you've made your claim, and then you can just build on top of this, and this is the area that you own in the world. Now if you have friends that are playing on the server with you, what you can do is you can type in /trust and then the player name, for an example. I'm typing in my own name, so it doesn't really make much sense, but then as you can see in the chat it says granted the Blue Crusader permission to build in this claim, so that obviously gives people permission to build in your base with you. I can actually set my home inside the claim. You just do /set home and it says in the chat home set, and then just do /home. It will take 5 seconds to teleport, so you have to not get attacked by mobs, but then it will teleport you to your home. So that's how to make a claim, set your home inside the claim, Now, another interesting command which I'm going to show you is the stats menu. So how do you view your stats on this server? If you want to view your stats, what you do is you type in /player, and that comes up with a little menu which is pretty useful. This shows a few different core features in the game. So we have strength, stamina, dexterity, intellect, your player info, and then the player stats, which shows everything here. So this is pretty awesome. This shows all of your stats in the the game based on what the equipment is that you're wearing and some of the skills which you've leveled. You get stats by killing mobs, and these give points to level up. So for an example, if I killed a mob, I would get points to level up my stats. So I'm going to show you. This is a level 8 spider. Each mob has a different level, which is pretty cool, and they all have health bars, so you can tell what health they have in game, which is a really cool feature. So if I just went out killing spiders and skeletons, for example, then I would get points, and then what I'd do is I'd go back on /player, and then I'd click on strength, for an example, and it says in the chat here on the left, you have increased strength, which is super cool. Okay, so next up, let's look at the enchant system. So as you can see right now, we are wearing some fully enchanted divine armor pieces, which is just basically a diamond set which has been enchanted, and we've got a few different buffs here or spell effects. I'm going to show you how you can actually enchant things in the game. Okay, so there's a few different types of enchanted items. Now, some of them are enchanted books. For an example here, the Enchant Magic Implosion 4, and if we hover over it, it says what kind of item it works on. So there's a chance, a success chance, and a failure chance whether the enchant will work or it will be wasted. So that's something different to the standard game. And then this one works on a pickaxe specifically, which is Divine Touch 4. But not only that, we have these gold pieces which work on armor as well. So you have gems, you have enchant books, and you have gold pieces. Luckily, the server owner has given me a few of these enchanted items so I can show you them. So as you can see, I'm just going to show you a few different types of these. Here are the different types. So we have flawless emeralds, which are basically gems. Then we have flawless diamonds, which are also gems. So we have gems, we have enchant books, and we have these gold pieces, as well as these runes. So all of these just enchant you things, but they're just a different type of enchant, which is super cool. So all you would have to do is find the piece that you would want to enchant it on. So this works on an axe. You would left click this over the item you want to enchant, and then just press accept, and it says your item has been improved in the bottom left. And now if I hover over the stone axe, it says gem flawless emerald. Now that's the enchant system, but if you type in /CE in the chat, it will show you the different types of enchants or magical items in the game. So it shows you all of the custom enchantments, all of the item abilities, all of the runes, and the gems. So we would just click on one of these, and it would show us all of the different ones if we hover over them of that type. The next thing we're going to take a look at is some of these buildings here. Now, more specifically, I'm going to show you the job building, which should be right at the end here. And one cool thing I like about this server is the fact that they have signs above most of the buildings. So it shows you what the building is by the title of the building. Now, as you can see, you can join a job on this server to earn money, and use the money to purchase in-game items, and you can use it to trade with other players. So all we would do is we type in /jobs in the chat, and you can view all the different jobs, and it shows you what they get paid for and all the information about the job and what they do. For an example, the crafter will craft and smelt, the farmer will mine blocks, place them, grow plants, raise livestock, and tame animals, for an example. So you can access all the jobs on the /jobs command, or we can just go to the jobs room, which I've shown you right now, and we can just go up to what we like the most. So if we liked miner, we could right click it. So as you can see, we're just going to click join this job, and now it says you have joined the job miner. So that's pretty awesome. Now I have the job miner, and I can actually make money on the server. If you want to get around on the server, you can do /warp, and it will show you every single warp on the server. We can go anywhere from the spawn all the way to the end dimension, different dungeons, for example the bone dungeon, which I'm going to show you next, and a lot more. So let me click on the bone dungeon. This is the next feature which I want to show you on the server. As you can see, there's a little teleport bar at the top, and we've teleported to this awesome structure. This is a pretty cool build, may I just add. So this is the bone dungeon. Inside you will find some different bosses which you can actually fight. So this is the bone dungeon, and it contains 3 different levels. This requires pretty good armor. As you can see, that's why I have diamond armor in my inventory, this full divine set, and this is the chamber expert. So if we right click on this guy, he will give you some background information, some lore and story, so you can read this if that's what interests you, which is actually really cool. But if we right click on him, we can click the level we want to go to. So there's 3 level difficulties. Each level costs a different price, so you will have to pay money to enter the level dungeon, but if you complete it and tackle it, then you'll get paid more than what you pay for it. So you can actually use this as a moneymaker method on the server as well. So let me go on level 2 for an example, and press yes. It will jump us against a boss. Now this guy's called Kronos, and as you can see, I have some pretty good items. So this is still going to be pretty hard though, even if you have good loot. And some of the bosses will actually summon mobs along with it as well. So these are no joke. Some of them are a big challenge. For an example, this guy, he just constantly sets you on fire, tosses you up in the sky, summons zombies. So it's really awesome experience. This is kind of a more unique version of the mob arenas. So on a lot of servers, including a lot of mine in the past, I've had mob arenas where you can fight different mobs, and it kind of works as a way to give players items and rewards. This is how this works on this server, okay? So this is kind of like their version of the mob arenas. But instead of just normal mobs, which we're fighting right now, you fight hard bosses, and you get really good loot and money payouts for defeating these bosses. And as you can see, I just defeated him, and the rewards are in the chat. So it says you have finished the level 1 of the Bone Dungeon. I haven't seen such an amazing performance in years. Great work. Here is your reward. So it shows you a reward after you defeat them. I got $400 and I got a magical enchantment, which you should see somewhere in my inventory here. Leg grab 3. We can just apply this to our weapon for an example. And as you can see, this is how you can get enchantments and money from completing these bosses. So next up is the machine system in the forge. So all you would do is type in /warp and click on this piston, which is the machine tutorial. This shows you about the advanced crafting machines and recipes on the server. So inside here it shows you all of the machine examples, the ore crusher, the enhanced crafting table, the ore washer. It shows you all the purposes on the signs as well and what you use them for. And it's really cool because they have custom machines on the server via plugins, and they don't even have to use any mods for this. You build all these custom machines on survival mode in your base that you have a claim to, so that's how you make them. This machine room just shows you an example of every single machine on the server. Now, one thing that's interesting is when you teleport here, you should use the advanced item guide in your inventory. And if we use this book by right clicking on it, it will show us all of the different recipes on the server if we wish to know how to unlock everything. And all of these recipes are actually unlocked, so you need XP levels in the server to actually unlock these. So for an example, from killing mobs, from mining, and doing certain tasks. This guidebook is the recipe book, so these items need to be made in a crafting table or another machine to actually craft them. So there's a few different headings that we can go over. We can go into the basic machines. As you can see, we have the enhanced crafting table. We can left click to unlock a new recipe. And as you can see in the chat, when you unlock a new recipe, it says you start to wonder, and then there's a progress bar, and then it unlocks the recipe. And then it will unlock it by just clicking on the recipe you've just paid for, and it will show you how to build it in a crafting grid. So you would use this as a reference to actually build these machines in the world. As you can see in the chat, it says that I've played for 1 hour and you've been promoted to rookie. If you play for a while on the server, it will give you rewards for playing on the server too. So I just got $300 just for doing nothing. So that's a really nice bonus for people who play a long time on servers. This server will literally give you bonuses and reward you just for playing on the server. Next up is the guild system. So if you want to make a guild, just like World of Warcraft or RuneScape clans, you can actually make a guild with other players on the server. So the way you would do this is you type in /guilds in the chat, and it will open. Inside here in this interface, it shows you every single command. So it shows you how to make a guild, it shows you how to set guild homes or teleport to them, and how to join guilds. It shows you the guild list of all the guilds in the server, and you can view the guild's bank balance. So the bonus of making a guild in the game is just to have a huge chat which you can chat with other players that's private, so a guild chat channel, as well as a shared bank system. So you can view the guild balance here if you're in a guild, and you can view the status of your guild here. You can enter the guild chat by pressing this, teleport to the guild home using this button, and upgrade your guild level here. There's also buffs which you can get from being in a guild, so not only do you have buffs as a bonus, you have a guild faction home, you have a chat for all your guild members, but you can also have a shared bank where you can put money and items in, which is a really cool bonus. And then next up is the market. So this is where you're going to purchase and sell items on the server, and you can use this place to learn how to make your own player shop. So we have the player shops and the shopkeeper mob. So the player shops guy will show you information about buying and selling. He will also show you how to place to create a new shop, and how to purchase a one shop block. As you can see, you do have to pay money to set up a player shop. Then the shopkeeper, you can see this is the way that you can actually buy items by clicking on the headings, and there's a buy and sell price for every single item in the server, so you can make money or use your money to obtain different items. So these are both the ways to get items in the game and how to sell to other players. There's two different methods, so there are alternative methods, and the server has a pretty good economy because you can use the auction house or use the market, and you can also earn more money with jobs too. This has been the DivineWoods.net survival multiplayer server. If you want to check it out, the IP will be in the description description below. That's the end of this review and showcase. Go check out the server, it's an awesome community, they update it regularly, the staff is always online, and there's a pretty decent amount of players always playing throughout the day on the server, so it never seems to get boring. Thanks for watching, make sure to go play on the server, like this video and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.